is the Big O Show. This 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 is
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new 2025 RDX $419 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield Home Security System guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take $10,000 off a 2025 Acura MDX during our 17th anniversary sale.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Friends, Romans, and countrymen, epic deals await you at Toyota of Hollywood. You don't have to battle to get discounts of up to $4,500. Your chariot awaits. A Toyota Corolla, not $24,000, $19,988. Step into our arena where everyone is victorious at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new Acura ZDX, $439 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items. Same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at Caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
It's the place to go for South Florida sports commentary.
was beautiful. It was controlled. It was a 49-12 ass kicking. I love it. Canes are starting to look like the Canes we've all wanted to see for a long time. Guys coming off the bench that are kicking ass on defense or on offense. I'm loving it, bro. Team play, receivers, blocking in the damn running game. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. CJ Daniels putting on a show. Joshua Moore saying, I am here. I mean, really, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun because we're watching a young, mature team. You know, they'll make a couple of mistakes here or there, rip off a helmet, all right, whatever. But overall, we're not seeing a ton of mistakes like we used to see. And we're watching guys completely sell out, like Carson Beck. Although 6 for 28 and a touchdown is good, but, you know, I don't know if I want him taking that many shots. But again, selling out for your team. And it's kind of a theme that I'm watching from all these guys. And, of course, we are ready to talk a little Canes football with the one and only Manny Navarro. Let's get to our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. If you're a Miami sports fan, there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Caneswear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
All right. There he is. Manny, you were probably listening there on deck as we just started the postgame show. I'm starting to see the Canes characteristics that we used to see of a really good Canes team, and that's what I kind of saw today in dominating South Florida.
Yeah, it didn't matter when they made the mistakes. They never let it rattle them, and they were in control from start to finish. And I think that's, to me, I mean, right off the bat, the opening drive, I said that's what a number 5 ranked team is supposed to look like, and exactly. I think that set the tone for the day. Right, they took the ball right down the field. Carson Beck was 5 of 5 for 60 yards on that drive with the touchdown, and I think this shows you that this is a different Miami team. They just are. This is different than we've seen the last few years, where even when they, were doing great with Mark Richt and 10-0 or 11-0 going into that Pittsburgh game, you still didn't really feel great. You didn't feel confident. This is a different level of confidence with this program right now.
Yeah, and by the way, don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button while you're watching there as we do a little overtime work for you all here on a Saturday as the Canes get it done 49-12. Carson Beck, the 2 interceptions he threw, he was actually kind of you almost can't even blame him in a way because he was being interfered in the process. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it was kind of interesting. He played a really good game. Yeah, he made a couple of mistakes. It didn't faze him. The running was, it was awesome. But like I mentioned before, Manny, maybe we lay off a little bit of that running a little bit, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I know the thing is the mobile quarterback, but baby, when you got blockers and you got a running game and you got as many receivers as he has now, tranquilo, papa, tranquilo. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a little worried because that last hit, he put his shoulder into it, and I'm like, yo, dude, come on, man.
Yeah, I don't know what got into Mario. I'm thinking he wasn't happy with some of the antics USF was pulling on the defensive line to get the offensive lineman to jump early. There were 5 false start penalties on Miami today. And when you look to see what was going on, I'm glad the CW broadcast finally kind of talked about it, but it looked like the USF players were doing some antics at the line to get them to jump. And I think Mario didn't like it too much. And so he kind of wanted to make sure that he delivered a message to Alex Golish, like, hey, brother, we're going to keep scoring. We're going to keep throwing the ball. And, you know, Carson Beck shouldn't be running too many RPOs. He should be protecting that throwing shoulder for sure.
Yeah, that one was one that the defense, brother, what's it called? Ruben Bain and the boys got after it. You knew you had to stop Brown. You could not make him that factor that he is for South Florida. He is the straw that stirs the drink. They shut that shit down. Yeah, he made a couple of plays. There's no doubt about it, because he's going to make some plays. But overall, they didn't allow him to do some of the things he's done in the first couple of weeks.
13 carries for 2 yards when you add up the sacks and everything else. 40 yards rushing for them as a team. We knew that basically he was the offense, right? When it came to running the football, he was a leader in a whole lot of categories. And anytime they wanted to go to him, whether it was 4th and 2 with the design run, whether it was, him scrambling, it felt like Miami was ready for him. And that's a tip of the cap to Corey Heatherman, right? Like, how often have we seen former defensive coordinators here struggle against running quarterbacks? And I think that was sort of a pleasant sign to see that this was a disciplined defense and really good at maintaining their gap integrity, which is what you got to do to stop quarterbacks like Byron Brown.
Mark Fletcher.
Oh, yeah. Grown-ass man running the football. Move out the way.
That was, get out the way. Get out the way. Boom. Get out the way. Yeah, that was fun, dude. That was fun to watch. And, by the way, catching a couple balls, too, at the same time, showing a little versatility. But that one touchdown run, boy, that was sweet. That was sweet.
Yeah, and I think 16 carries for 120 yards. When you look at the complete body of work, I gotta look at
big touchdown run, bro. That shit was nasty. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say what I really liked about that touchdown run was the blocking downfield. You saw Malachi Tony, the 17-year-old freshman, sealing the block there, and then Keelan Marion, who's a guy who's known for speed. Again, it's what it's supposed to look like when you're good, right? Like. It's what it's supposed to look like. And so I think that's the encouraging sign for me coming out of this game was I thought Miami wins this.
Coach? Who's the receiver coach? Who's the receiver coach?
Oh, God. Who is it? Oh, Kevin Beard for Miami. Kevin Beard.
You know what? Kudos to that man. He's got his guys playing receiver, all complete receiver, not just waiting for the football, contributing in other areas and blocking. That is kudos to Kevin Beard to get his guys to do that. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, and look, you talked about the interceptions earlier. Malachi Tony, I think he got in the way of a pass intended for Tony Johnson. And look, that's a 17-year-old kid trying to make over. The fact that he even got a hand on that ball, with the ball as high as it was incredible. But look, Carson Beck still finished 23 of 28.
He was also being tugged on at that moment.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If not, he might have caught it.
Yeah. It got away from him a little bit. On 2 of those interceptions, he was being, interfered with at that point. So, shit happens. So you're going to make mistakes. You're going to have some, false starts, whatever. But we've watched this team crumble and start to make all kinds of mistakes and start to kind of give in. And like I said, when I told you last week when you were on, while we know that they should take care of business against teams like Bethune-Cookman, the fact is they've had lulls against all these bad teams over the last few years. And what you're watching here, you would have never seen last year, definitely the year before that, the maturity that they've shown, that they stayed focused for a really bad team, and then they bounce back and they see a ranked team and they go out there and they take care of business. To me, that's what I like about this team, the maturity, actually, for a young team. Malachi Tony blocking, a young guy doing stuff like that. That is huge, dude. Huge.
Yeah, you need to have a lot of guys contribute. You got to have depth. And my concern coming into this game after the first 2 games was, do they have a number 3 receiver? Do they have a number 4 receiver? Because CJ Daniels and Tony had really, I think, done a phenomenal job through the first 2 games. But tonight you saw it, right? You saw other guys getting involved. Keelan Marion with his blocking. He had 6 catches for 81 yards. You saw Josh Moore, the freshman, his sort of breakout performance, right? 2 touchdown catches early in that game, 3 catches, 61 yards for, in the game. And then Tony Johnson, the kid from Cincinnati, with the 51-yard catch and run. So I'm starting to see now they've got the kind of depth that you need to win an ACC championship. And that's reassuring to me. That's what I took away from this. And I thought Carson Beck, once again, yes, 2 interceptions, first 2 interceptions of the year, but so many freaking good decisions by that guy. Like, he knows when to check down. He knows which receiver is going to break open over the middle when they're running bunch sets. Like, he just has the perfect understanding of this offense. And yes, he had an interception today that I would blame him for. But the other one, I mean, again, that's like one mistake, and how many other great plays he's made so far through these first 3 games. And look, they're going to need him next week against Florida. They're going to need him on the road to Florida State. But I got confidence in this team now, man. Like, I've seen enough now where I'm beginning to feel like, okay, this is legit. This is not fake.
No, there's nothing fake about what you're watching now. This is definitely real. And what's also real, baby, so look at the ACC. Clemson lost today to Georgia Tech. One, it's a wake-up call to make sure Miami, you already lost to Georgia Tech last year. You got to make sure if you run into them, you got to take care of business. You know what I'm saying? But bottom line is Clemson now suffering their second loss. The ACC is there for the taking now for the Canes. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. It's there for the taking. Period.
That October 4th game in Tallahassee is going to be huge because Seminoles right now are playing really good. I know they have a bye week this week, but they look like they've got their act together again. And it's exciting, man. Next week, I mean, I know the Gators right now, I think they were down 13-10 at the half the last time I looked at LSU.
11:04 left in the third, 13-10 right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're going to pull it out or not. They'll come in here next week, obviously hungry and not wanting to lose, but that game against the Seminoles in 3 weeks, October 4th, that's going to be an exciting football game. And I don't know, man, it's fun. It's fun to be a Hurricanes fan again, right? I mean, if you're a Hurricanes fan, this is what you were hoping for with Mario Cristobal, that you would be playing in big games and dominating teams you're supposed to dominate and not looking like what the last 20 years have looked like a lot of times.
CJ Daniels looks like they knocked the wind out of him.
That's what I took away from it. I'm not. Somebody in the press box was saying they thought he got back into the game. It didn't look to me like a collarbone issue or clavicle. I think those guys.
We're checking there on the chest.
To me, it was the chest, but some those internet doctors, bro. They were like speculating what happened, but I think he's going to be fine. Look, this is the kind of game where. You want to get out of it healthy, and I think for the most part they did. I didn't see anybody outside of Daniels get knocked out for any reason.
Yeah. By the way, I haven't been impressed with Lagway in this game against LSU. So he's got a couple.
No, that was a bad interception. I was watching that on my other screen, and not a good pick.
So I like what I'm seeing from the Canes. Now there are one thing that we have seen, if we can be critical, okay, I'm sorry, but I have to be objective. There are some lapses in the secondary, and you got to watch out with that. Again, it's not terrible. It's not what it's been in the past or anything, but they have given up a couple of plays, even last week. So,
and I think that's going to happen sometimes, though. I think that's a part of as college football fans. You have to accept it. Like, there's going to be some plays where the defense RPOs especially open that up, right? And when you've got a mobile quarterback like Byron Brown, you might have somebody bite and want to come up and defend the run, and then they leave somebody open behind them. And I think those were all the instances where it happened today. There was only one other time where Byron Brown actually beat a DB with a great throw, and that's when O.J. Frederick got beat down the sideline early for, I think, that opening field goal. But outside of that, they were busts, essentially guys making decisions to come up and run instead of staying where their man was. But that's going to happen in college football. In the end, you stopped them in the red zone. You only gave up 12 points. And you know what? This is a much better defense than what we saw last year for sure.
So, hey, listen, let's give the Nimrod kid credit.
His credit,
while he has a funny name, he's no Nimrod on the field. The kid's
he made some good catches for them. I think he finished. I'm looking at the numbers now. 4
Nimrod
catches,
would be a
128
star.
yards. So
Nimrod would be a star in this offense for the Canes.
oh yeah, to me he's kind of like their Keelan Marion, right? Like he's kind of their speedster on the outside, a guy who can make plays. So look, USF, we can criticize what they look like tonight. They played a legitimate top 5 team, but
Exactly.
they still have a chance to make the playoffs. They could be the G5 team that makes it, the group of 5 team that qualifies. So Alex Golders has done a great job, but tonight they ran into a bulldozer.
Yeah, and they got me free Bitcoin because obviously I bet on them. I laid the 17.5.
Hey, listen, it happens. I did not have a good day today myself. I'm hoping I put down some long shot bets here in the night games, some games nobody cares about, and I'm hoping that's where I catch.
I actually like Minnesota at California laying the 2.5.
I took Cal in that game. I like the Cal's freshman quarterback. Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. I haven't made the bet, but I was like, okay, well, I'm looking at it going, maybe I lay that. So you think Cal, huh?
I think Cal at home. They're that young freshman quarterback. They got him from Oregon. He was supposed to be at Oregon, and when Cal's quarterback Mendoza took off for Indiana, he switched schools, and he looks like the real deal through the first 2 weeks of the season. We'll see tonight. Minnesota's got a good defense. They can run the football. Darius Taylor's a great running back for Minnesota. He's an NFL guy. You should be scouting him for the NFL purposes, but that freshman quarterback is good.
Fletcher, he's an NFLer too, bro.
Yes.
Fletcher is an NFLer, bro. That's a man and a half running. And by the way, while Brown got 9 carries, I kind of like that they still were able to spread it out, getting Pringle in there, and they still were able to Fletcher was the main guy, but they still were again, what I love about Mario, 205 yards. He gets it, dude. 205 yards rushing for your team. So it wasn't only Fletcher. Other guys had, some success and really helped the team out on the ground. That's an attitude that comes with it. Like tomorrow, the team that I watched there, it's a finesse-ass team. They don't have that attitude like we're going to line up and we're going to punch you in the mouth. And that's one of the things that I like about the Canes. It wasn't only Fletcher. They were able to get other guys in there.
By the way, 7 runs of 10 yards or more tonight for the Canes and 11 pass plays of 15 yards or more. So we saw some explosiveness from this group, and it's not just 14 plays, 75 yards. Like they had chunk plays tonight, and that's a good sign as this offense continues to grow and get better with all the new pieces in it.
You're great on the offensive line's play today.
Obviously not good to have those false start penalties. You had 5 of them, but I don't think they touched Beck, did they? Outside of when he ran outside the pocket on those RPOs.
Yeah, DB got to hang on one of those interceptions there.
But that was like a delayed blitz.
Right,
that
yes.
wasn't even a blitz at the line of scrimmage. That was a delay, and he's just sitting back there surveying. I mean, most of the game he was surveying the field and had all day to throw. I mean, it's very much what Cam Ward said he felt like last year. It looks exactly the same to me.
Yeah, we talked about it on the show that if you can run the way they do and have the attitude of running, and you can block the way they do, and you give them weapons, every quarterback that comes through now they have the foundation for success. Mm-hmm. That's it. And by the way, this is also another good look for the OC because he gets another guy, and while he's a good player, but the guy comes and doesn't miss a beat. Sometimes people switch teams and they have problems transitioning and all that. And that's Duque now for him. That's two guys that come in from somewhere else. They didn't have time to make it. No, they had to make the transition right away. And that offensive coordinator has gotten 2 different quarterbacks now to seamlessly have success with the Canes. Mad props for the OC.
Absolutely. And you know what? There's gonna be some openings in college football, brother. I don't know if you've seen some of these records.
Don't start with that shit, bro. It's 3-0. Don't do that to me. And you wait till the off season.
Hey, listen. Have you seen that Virginia Tech score? Have you seen that Virginia Tech score?
I saw it, dude. They lost 55-16, right? Or no, that's William and Mary. What was it?
Virginia Tech is down like 38-13 right now,
Oh yeah,
and
that's the one that's going on right now.
they're
Yes,
losing to Old Dominion. And look, I just wrote about UCLA this morning. They're 0-3. They've lost 2 games to Mountain West teams and back-to-back. They lost 35-10 yesterday to New Mexico. So my guess is
I'm used to UCLA disappointing me. I'm
right.
used to UCLA falling. This has been for years now that you talk up UCLA, you talk it up, but they never really do anything, dude. They'll surprise a little bit, like with Mora a few years back, just a little bit, but really overall, it's you got a beautiful downtown. Great. Enjoy.
I'm just saying, brother, there's going to be some job openings pretty soon.
You're right. I just don't want to think about that right now, bro, because things are going well right now. They actually found the defensive coordinator. By the way, let's give the defensive coordinator a little love because it was an absolute disaster last year, and now we are watching an absolutely different team now on defense.
Yeah, it really is, and I thought today, the defensive line is what impressed me the most. They just kept rotating dudes in there. And again, anytime Daniels wanted to take off and run, Byron Brown wanted to take off and run, it felt like those guys knew exactly what to do, where to collapse into to close those gaps. And that was really impressive. There's so many times I've seen that Miami defensive line look undisciplined, right? They don't go where they're supposed to go. And it was impressive. Mesidor, Bain, who played a really good game is Chase Smith, the linebacker. I thought he was phenomenal. He's a guy who's been injured his whole career at Miami. He had a really good game for the Hurricanes. Jacoby Thomas had the forced fumble as a safety. So, look, they just beat a team that beat the mighty Florida Gators from the SEC, and they dominated them.
Yeah, I mean, it was impressive, dude. Impressive. All right, so and by the way, it looked like they're coming out of this pretty clean for the game against the Gators next week.
Yeah, I think outside of CJ Daniels getting the wind knocked out of him, I didn't see anybody else really that's a starter or a major, player get knocked out of this game because of injury. So we'll see what happens. There's always bumps and bruises. JoJo Trader did not play in this game. I don't think he dressed out. Jordan Lyle was dressed out. He was on the sideline, didn't end up playing, but it's football, man. There's always people bumped with bumps and bruises, and who knows what's gonna happen.
But it's all good news because they missed, and you didn't miss a beat. Other guys stepped in, so JoJo's out, and here comes Joshua Moore, just like, okay, here I am, dude, 2 touchdowns, and so stuff like that I think is just great. And by the way, CJ Daniel putting up a show. It's like every week he has a highlight reel. By the time he's done, it's going to be beautiful. They're going to put up a hell of a highlight reel with that kid. Jesus Christ, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, he's another shining example of a transfer who's come in here and really locked down a job and proven that he can play better at Miami than somewhere else. And that's another guy that when you go into the portal and you say, hey, you're looking for a receiver to come in here next year and be another veteran, replace CJ Daniels, be like, hey, look what we just did with this guy. He couldn't get on the field at LSU and do anything meaningful. Look what he did for us, right? So again, when you look at it from a program perspective, this is the kind of stuff that between Carson Beck, CJ Daniels, having a Francis Maui Noah, a Ruben Bain homegrown product, so to speak, this is all helping for future recruiting classes and helping Miami find pieces when they need to replace them.
Manny _Navarro on Twitter. And you're not on again till Friday, obviously, because we'll be doing another post game for the Gators game. So what are you working on The Athletic all week to get Canes fans prepared?
Yeah, look, I'll be writing a piece on I'm going to have a column off of tonight's game at some point. I got to go downstairs and listen to the rest of the press conferences. And then, at some point here in the next few weeks, I'm going to have a piece on which program in the state is ready to win a national title again. Who in the state of Florida is ready to step up? I think the team in orange and green might be the answer.
Oh, yeah. It's back, baby. It's back. It's feeling good. Yeah, at least the ACC, okay,
Yes.
and get in the playoffs and be in the mix. You know, I had them at 11-1 and in the ACC championship. I'm thinking now they can actually even win the ACC now if they, you know, if they're playing like this and they're playing mature and smart and they're passing all these tests. I love it, bro. I think they've got a chance now to really put themselves in a nice position for the playoffs. So that'll be really cool. Manny, go do your thing, my brother. Appreciate your insight, man. Thank you.
Take care, man. See you soon.
Thank you, sir. And of course, Caneswear, baby. Go check it out. Tell them that I sent you, my man. Nobody better than, of course, Brett and all the great people out there, Jeff, and you know, they just know how to get it done. Go see my friends at Caneswear, man. Use our code BIG010. You will get anything and everything with the Canes logo on it, baby. That's what it's all about. They've got Dolphin gear, Panthers gear, Panthers championship gear, Inter Miami gear. I don't know if they have chokers, Inter Miami chokers. If they do, you can purchase one of those because it really goes with the team. I'm not sure. They also have Marlins gear, all that kind of stuff. Go see Brett and all the great people out there at Caneswear. And I'm telling you, from shoes to jerseys, shirts, hats, tank tops, you name it, clocks, whatever it is. They got practically anything and everything with the Canes logo on it at Caneswear. And remember, online at caneswear.com, you can use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off. And if you order over $99, you will get free shipping. And in person, use our code BIG010.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
All right. Man, telling you. And, of course, visit our friends at Moody's Dental, which, you know, today, when it comes to the MVP, I got to go with my man, Mark Fletcher. Because, yeah, Carson Beck had a terrific game. He made a couple of mistakes. The offensive line played well. The defense was fantastic. The coaching staff was awesome. The fans were terrific. They dealt with all the delays and all of that. But we got to get to our MVP.
Who's last night's MVP? There's only one MVP for your family's dental care.
Moody's Dental. Get your smile back at Moody's Dental. Visit them on Instagram at moodys.dental.
Here's our Moody's Dental MVP of the night.
Mark Fletcher is my MVP. On the ground, 16 rushes, 121 yards, 3 touchdowns. The man was averaging, I believe it's over 9 yards of freaking carry, right? Something like that. I mean, it was ridiculous today what he was doing. It was just absolutely sick. He's averaging 5.8 yards on the season. Let me see if they have it here on the damn game log already. But he was just beautiful today. Against USF, he averaged 7.6 yards per carry. That is just ridiculous. And he showed us a little versatility with 2 catches for 25 yards, 3 touchdowns. I love what I've seen from Mark Fletcher. You've got to have an intimidating running game. That makes life for your quarterback so much easier. When your defense, Miami Dolphins, never has to worry about the running game because it's not a threat, you become one-dimensional, Miami Dolphins. But Mario Cristobal understands what the Miami Dolphins haven't understood for 45 freaking years. Run the goddamn ball. Win the battle at the line of scrimmage. Kick people in the ass. Put them on their butts. And then, on top of all of that, have an intimidating runner like Mark Fletcher there. And by the way, as a team, they tore ass too because they rushed for over 200 yards. And to me, That's what it's all about. When you have a commitment like that to the running game, 205 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground for the Miami Hurricanes. They get it. And Mark Fletcher is, of course, our Murias Dental MVP of the night.
The MVP of the night is brought to you by Murias Dental.
From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back, they accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams. To schedule an appointment in Dade, call 305-821-0231. In Broward, 954-692-6825. Follow them on Instagram at murias.dental, providing MVP smiles every day of the year.
All right. Wow, man. Don't forget, folks, to smash the hell out of the like button. Thank you out there, those of you that have already hit it. Also, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. And by the way, let's first start by giving the Miami Hurricanes a victory cigar. And we also have got to give a victory cigar to the Fort Lauderdale United. They defeated Dallas Trinity FC today 4-1. Now for Inter Miami, no cigar for you, sir. You all choked and lost to Charlotte 3-0. So those are some of the things that went on locally here in South Florida, just to give you guys and keep you updated. But, I wanted to update because the Fort Lauderdale United deserves a little love. They have been tearing it up, dude. 2-0-2. And so 2 wins and 2 ties, and they're scoring a lot of goals. They won 4-1 today, man. So congratulations to them. The Dolphins tomorrow. Our pregame show will start off at 11:30 in the morning. Miami favored by 2. The over and under is 43. New England plus 110. Miami minus 135. Don't forget, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum, Solana, Chainlink donation, which we always appreciate that. Thank you all, as always, there. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. By the way, I'd be remiss if I did not mention they've been doing something really good, led by the Sports Babe. And get your Big E Strong bracelet, folks, and celebrate and support our man Big E through a tough time. You have got all the information there on the billboard there, so you can support Big E, who is a phenomenal human being and deserves our support. So if you get a chance, please support Big E. It's for a great cause, man. We want to keep him around for a long time. All right. Let me get to the chat board. George Rodriguez, you are number 1, I see. Oscar Rojas is in the house. Big Johnson, loving college football and Bitcoin. Me too. Jay Gelfin in the house, loving it. Cosa Nostra, Steven Gonzalez, Silver Dome, PC guys. The team is better than the Dolphins. Well, I mean, it's constructed the right way. Mario understands you've got to win at the line of scrimmage. The Miami Dolphins haven't figured that out under Marino or anybody else. So that's why it's just different. They actually are constructed to play physical football and set their quarterback up for success instead of making it all hard on him to do everything. Jeff is in Long Island. Eddie Lepp is dominating. Rob Cow, Edwin Rivera, UNC Monk. That's because the Canes are damn good, UNC Monk. Luis Medina, Papa, Broward Dolphins, Justin, 305, Dominicus, starting to look a lot like the old Canes, aren't they? That's the beauty of what we're watching. Mario was part of the old Canes. Remember, like most of the coaches that you hired here, except for maybe Randy, they knew what we were all about. And what we were all, especially all of us old Canes fans that like saw the 80s and the 90s, like, okay, some of you young fans, you may have seen 2001, but you didn't really live the 80s and the 90s. That's a high standard to maintain or to achieve. But Mario is building the team like that. And as we've talked on the show with Manny on all the segments, once he starts winning the big games on a consistent basis and gets to the playoffs, maybe challenges for a national title or wins one, that kind of stuff, you win the ACC, all that, the big guys that some of them get away from you to Ohio State or Alabama or whatever, the money's the same, but they're going to places, Georgia, that they think they're going to win more or whatever. You know what I mean? You've got to convince them that you're not. And then these are the games that, get it done. You got to win this one so you can set yourself up for next week. And then, the schedule eases up a little bit until you get to the FSU game. So it's pretty cool. I mean, it's great to see, man. Eddie Lepp says from the G-Tech game a few years ago with the fumbles instead of kneeling to now feels good. Exactly. It just looks like a much more competent coaching staff and team right now. Jason Romero says the Canes are for real. Canelo wins tonight, hopefully. I'm rooting for Crawford, but I think Canelo wins. Yeah, I think Canelo wins. So if Crawford wins, I'll be happy, but for the record, I will be wrong. Okay? If Crawford wins, I'll be happy personally. I'm a big Terrence Crawford fan, always have been. Love Terrence Crawford, man. I love watching all his fights. So I will be rooting for him, okay, to win. But I think he's going to lose to Canelo. I just think so. Let's see. Andres Orozco says, taking care of business. This win gives us nostalgia of the early 00 Canes. Even the backups were balling. Deep roster, go Canes, baby. Kosa is in the house. Let's see. What else? Man of 1,005 holds. Joseph says, got to clean up the penalties. Otherwise, a dominating performance. Well done. Yeah, they're going to make mistakes. Is CJ Daniels an NFL receiver? I haven't seen enough, but so far, he looks like he might be one. Yeah. With those kind of hands. Yeah. Yeah. Doug Kendall says this is looking like a playoff team so far this season. There's no doubt. This looks like a team that should be in the ACC championship game finally. And how about winning it? I watched Clemson today, dude. Miami can beat Clemson. Okay? I don't even know if they're going to get there, but I'm just saying. Miami can beat Clemson. Miami can beat SMU. I think it's just down to FSU. You beat FSU and you put yourself right there in the driver's seat. Dem Canes, Virginia Tech about to go 0-3. Yeah, the Beamer days are long gone. The original Beamer, that is. XJ, now USF makes the playoffs. Schools like UNLV are much better positioned. Yeah, whatever. I'm just worried about the Canes, bro. That's all I give a shit about. I don't care about anybody else. DL, what a performance. Can't wait for the Marlins game tomorrow. Jesus. Get a life, bro. Get laid or something. No, I know some of you are just seam heads. I get it, bro. I got a buddy of mine, that he wastes his time with watching the baseball team and all that. But he loves baseball. So he'll watch it no matter what, even if they'll never spend. So I get it. Randy Gonzalez says, USF fans have been talking shit all week. I'm glad Mario ran up the score on their ass. I got receipts. I don't know. I don't go back and forth with fans. I don't really care. But USF is having a good year for them, dude. Okay, I didn't expect them to hang with the Canes. That's why I laid the 17.5 comfortably. I had no concerns at all laying the 17.5 points. Man of 1,005 holes says the team is improving. Mario's getting better too. I like the team, more depth and offense has an identity. Amen to that, dude. Amen to that. What else? J-Bar ass kicking, he says. Showboy Kane says UM is for real, Big O. No doubt, dude. I expected. I was super positive about the Canes. I love the Canes this year, and I think they're even better than what I thought. I said 11-1 and get to the ACC. I think they can win the ACC now. I really do. We just got to see what happens against Florida State. But outside of a whole shit ton of injuries or something, a Carson Beck and others, but outside of that, dude, no, man. No way. No way. By the way, let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. And the great Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443, custom printing and embroidery. The Canes improved to 3-0. They defeat South Florida 49-12. Mark Fletcher was fantastic, 16 rushes, 121 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Carson Beck, 23 of 28, 340 yards, 3 touchdowns, but he did have 2 interceptions, did rush 6 times for 28 yards and another touchdown. Hell of a performance. Speaking of a hell of a performance, Fort Lauderdale United defeated Dallas Trinity FC 4-1 to improve to 2-0-2. They are unbeaten so far this season through the first 4 matches. Inter Miami, well, that's a whole different ballgame. They lose to Charlotte and continue to choke their ways 3-0. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, it'll be the Dolphins and the New England Patriots. Dolphins favored by 2. The over and under is 43. New England plus 110 on the money line. Miami is minus 135. Our pregame coverage will start off at 11:30, and then we'll have the postgame show. So hopefully it'll get it done. We'll see. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. Reach out to our friends at 3A Graphics. If your company, corporation, school, entity, you need custom printing and embroidery, uniforms, shirts, hats, call Alan Blanco at 3A Graphics, 786-618-1443. All right. Let's see. What do we have? Eric Scott says the U might be back. They are better in the run game and on defense with lots of depth. That gives them a shot as the year goes on. Amen to that. Amen to that. Brother, they rushed for 200 yards today. If you're going to do that, then you're going to set yourself up for some success. By the way, the Gators are, as Joe Namath would say, they are struggling. The Gators. They are losing right now 20-10, and we are about to start the 4th quarter. The Gators are looking to go 1-2 to start the season. LSU is 2-0, looking to go 3-0, and number 3 in the country. Lagway has 3 intercepciones. So Lagway is sucking. We've got a couple of games going on in the ACC right now. Vautech is losing to Old Dominion 45-19 with 2:36 left in the 4th. It is Tulane, the Green Wave, beating Duke right now 24-16 with 8:37 left in the 3rd. 2 games in the ACC this evening, 10:30, and it's Minnesota at California. Minnesota's favored by 2.5. The over and under is 40.5. And BC at Stanford. And BC is 13.5-point favorite at 0-2 Stanford. Over and under is 45.5. Other finals in the ACC, Georgia Tech on I forgot what distance was that field goal to end the game, but a field goal by Georgia Tech as time expires, 24-21. It was like a 50-yarder or something like that, 24-21. So Clemson drops to 1-2, and they should drop out of the stinking rankings. Virginia, all over William and Mary, 55-16. It is SMU over Missouri State, 28-10. It is West Virginia over Pittsburgh, 31-24 in overtime. And North Carolina, Belichick gets a win against Richmond, 41-6. Okay. And in that game, by the way, Belichick He beat Richmond and Charlotte after losing the first game. They'll take on UCF. You know, that team that hands themselves national championships next week. And UCF is 2-0, but they've beaten Jacksonville State and North Carolina A&T. So not necessarily anything, you know. Don't forget, folks, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation as always, and we appreciate it. You can send your comments, questions, insults in there too. Horn Dog says Mario is really growing as a head coach. Last year, Horn Dog, I've talked about this. His conservative ways changed last year. Mario did things with Cam Ward that he never allowed to do with Justin Herbert. He ran Justin Herbert much more than he used him as a passer. It was amazing when I would watch Oregon because the guy ran like crazy. And it was baffling with the talent that he has. Would you have him throw the ball at the college level? And last year, Mario allowed Cam Ward to be himself, which he did some crazy-ass shit at times, some crazy-ass throws, and he allowed the OC to be aggressive. That was un-Mario-like, but that was growth. That was huge. And that's what I saw last year, and that's another reason why I like Mario going into this year. He showed me that he will not influence, his team in a conservative way like he has in the past. And I know in the first week, some of you complained about when he didn't go for it or went for the field. I personally thought that was at that moment, it called for that. That was the right moment because you didn't know what team you have at that moment and all of that. So you had to do that. And I thought it was terrific overall. Here he was being aggressive on one play where then came a penalty and he then backed off of it, which again was smart on his part. So I think he's teetering on that line of being, balanced. And there are moments where he can be aggressive, and then there are moments where, it's a little bit of a struggle for him. By the way, folks, do me a favor, just give me a couple seconds here. Why? Because I need to turn on the AC. It's getting a little warm here in the studio.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take $10,000 off a 2025 Acura MDX during our 17th anniversary sale.
All right, we're back. I had to turn on the AC. It was already getting a little sticky here in the studio. Anyway, and speaking of Acura, by the way, visit our friends at Acura Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard. And Larry Schlossberg and the boys, they've always got it going on right now. The Happy New Model Year sale going on, 4.9% financing for the ADX right now for 60 months. The Integra 2025 model, $299 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. And make sure you tell them that I sent you. At Craig Zinn's, Acura of Pembroke Pines. All right. Doug and Kendall says, I hope the Dolphins pick high. We're not talking Dolphins, bro. It's about the Kings. And I'm not going to. Tomorrow we'll have time to talk about the Dolphins and all of that. But today, we got a team that is 3-0. We got a top 5 team in the country, playing like a top 5 team in the country. They started off the game like gangbusters, controlling everything, limiting them to field goals, limiting Brown, who you needed Byron Brown. They need Byron Brown to go out there and dominate. He couldn't dominate. He went 20 of 36, 274, a touchdown, an interception, and rushing 13 times for 2 yards. Where he punishes teams, he could not punish them. Isaac, 6 for 20. Norton had 2 for 10. Franklin had 4 for 10. And Davenport rushed 2 times, -2 yards. As a team, USF rushed 27 times for 40 freaking yards. They made them completely one-dimensional, and guess what? That's not their strength. That was awesome. And then to watch Carson Beck fight through a little bit of adversity, but he was fantastic today. A couple of mistakes, that's the adversity, but overall, he was tough as hell running the ball. This team ran for 205 yards and 4 touchdowns. I mean, dude, the Keelan Marion kid, this receiving core. That's let's touch on that too. This receiving core, Marion 6 for 81, Malachi Tony 6 for 66, Tony Johnson 2 for 64, CJ Daniels putting on a show every week 4 for 56. Joshua Moore, number 3 in your scorecard, went 2 for 47 and 2 touchdowns today. Fletcher caught a couple passes. I mean, this was fun to watch, dude. Absolutely fun to watch. Canes picked up 2 sacks on the day. Ruben Bain had 6 tackles, 2 solo, 1 for loss. Akeem Mesidor picked up half a sack, along with Armando Blunt. Booker Pickett picked up a sack also in the game. Came in and started to pressure right away, dude. Mesidor also had 6 tackles. Chase Smith, he's the guy that picked up the fumble too. Chase Smith had 5 tackles, 2 for solo. Jacoby Thomas, 3 solo tackles out of his 4. Just, overall, just watching all these guys fly around. That D line was deep, dude. Deep. They were coming in waves. That is beautiful to see. Recruits are there for that. They get to see this. You know how many times recruits have come over here in the last 20 years and have been disappointed and embarrassed and just say, hell no, I'm not coming here. Now they get to go to an NFL stadium. They get to go watch a team that is actually now winning and has and is recapturing its winning culture. I think it's freaking cool as hell, man. I think all of you out there should be incredibly pumped about what's going on with the Canes. They're headed in the direction that we all wanted them to go in. It didn't look good for Mario early on. Did not look good, but I got to give him credit. Last year, I thought he showed some growth in allowing Cam Ward to be himself, which, if you tell me that at the beginning of the year, Mario's going to allow Cam Ward to run around and throw the ball and even make some mistakes, I would have said, nah, dude, that's not him. I would have been so wrong if you would have told me at the beginning of last year that he was going to allow the OC and the QB to just let it fly. I would have more thought of a run-oriented offense with a, complementary passing game. But no. He let that dude deal. And to me, that's where the threshold, and I've talked about it many times throughout the last few months. To me, that was big on the threshold that he crossed. Like I told you, it was a threshold he wasn't willing to do with Justin Herbert. But he was willing to do with Cam. And maybe he had a little bit of introspective type of thing that, hey, I may have to delegate and let people be who they are so we can be better. And that's what I'm seeing from him. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it changes. Maybe he goes back to being conservative and screws something up. And then you can check back with me and say, hey, you're wrong. You got it wrong. And here I am. I'm not going anywhere. I haven't gone anywhere for 35 years. I'm here still. So, yeah, good stuff, man. Just really, really good to watch, to be quite honest. It was a lot of fun to watch. And we needed this because those of us that are UM and Dolphin fans, like, we fear tomorrow. So we really need a good Saturday. You know what I mean? And to get Fort Lauderdale United to win today also, that to me, at least two of our three teams won. Inter Miami's kind of I don't even take them serious anymore. That whole Messi thing is just some kind of a country club, it's bullshit. But just impressive, man. We needed the U to do this because tomorrow, I don't know what we're going to get. Bag on head. Thank you for the love on the super chat. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button out there. He says, is it just me? But I have that same feeling I had when Schnellenberger started building what became a monster. Go Mario, go Canes. I mean, let's not get crazy in 4 championships in a few years. But there's no doubt that Mario is building it like how it used to be. Is he there yet? No. But it's now starting to look like he's going in that direction, which is super freaking cool. Super cool. What else do we have here? Imagine the recruits during the don't take the knee game. But that's the past, man. Miguel says, I think this 2025 Canes will beat the 2025 Dolphins. College teams will never beat NFL teams. The worst NFL team will crush them. It's just men against boys, bro. Just is. So it can never be compared. It's fun to talk about and all that, but it's silly. Andres says, when you whoop up team's ass where the backup has to come in garbage time is dominant. That's right. Oscar says, Big O, could you ever see Cristobal as he matures as a head coach moving to the NFL? No, and I don't want him to. You know what, guys and ladies out there? Here's another positive for us as Canes fans. What we wanted from Randy Shannon, one of ours. Oh, shit, if we hit on Randy, he'll be here forever, which is true. If Randy was any good, he would have been here forever. Mark Rick would have stayed here for the rest of his run, but, Mark Rick wasn't the guy anymore at that point. He wasn't the guy he was at Georgia. You got an older Mark Rick and all that kind of stuff, so it was a different time. He had a little bit of success, but it wasn't going to be a long-term thing because he got here at the latter part of his career, right? This is the beauty of Mario. Mario has no intentions on being a pro coach at all. He loves this. He loves the U. He lives, eats, and breathes the U. The beauty of Mario having success here is he'll never leave. If he has success, the U would have found a coach that they've always wanted. They always wanted a guy to just stay here and allow stability, but we never got it. We got a guy that then would have success because the program was rolling, and then he just used the U as a stepping stone, whether it was Schnellenberger or Jimmy Johnson or Dennis Erickson or whoever it was, or this guy that went to Cleveland, who's a car salesman. He's a great recruiter, but I'm not went to FIU too. What's his name? I forgot anyways. But yeah, whatever. And now you're getting a guy that has zero intentions. This is what he wanted. This is his pinnacle, being a Canes coach. He doesn't want to be an Alabama coach. He doesn't want to be a Michigan coach. He doesn't want to be an Ohio coach, Ohio State. He doesn't want to coach at Georgia. Mario Cristobal wants to be a Cane and a Cane for life. He got this job. He's going to put a stranglehold on this job if he has success. And if he has success, right, Butch Davis, thank you. Not Stanky Fingers. Why would you put Urban Meyer there? Anyway, if he has success, it's the ultimate for all of us. You never have to worry about a coach for the next 20 years because that guy will retire as a Canes football coach. That, my friends, is heaven. So you better hope and pray that Mario has success. You don't have to hope and pray that he wants to stay and will stay. And you know how Manny was talking about, well, there'll be jobs open and people will want the OC. And I'm like, yo, bro, no, not so quick. Yeah, you're going to lose, but you'll never lose Mario. You'll never lose Mario. And if he has success, my God, it doesn't get any better than that. You got the mad recruiter and a guy that truly loves the program. That's so awesome. It's so awesome. It's ridiculous how awesome that is. Beautiful combination. So, if you're a Canes fan, you want Mario to win and win badly and have success because you got your guy for a long, long time. So, Andres says, I can't believe hockey starts in 3 weeks. Yes, sir. Another real team in town. Canes football. And, of course, Florida Panthers. Let's see. The curse of leaving the Orange Bowl. No, it doesn't. The Marlins won 2 titles there. You guys got to stop with all that stupid shit. That has nothing. It has nothing to do with an Indian burial site. It has nothing to do with leaving the Orange Bowl. None of that, dude. Manage your team right. The Panthers were a joke. And people used to say, oh, they went to the Stanley Cup in the arena. And they went to the Broward and they suck. Well, they suck because they were terrible management. That's all. And the Canes and the Dolphins have been terrible forever because their management has been terrible. That's it. That's all. Don't blame the Orange Bowl. Has nothing to do with that. If the Orange Bowl was any luck, well, how come the Marlins aren't winning a title there? So they're winning their title in the other stadium, the Indian burial site. So I get it. It's fun to talk about. Some people joke about it. Many of you are actually serious about it, and you think it's like the silly fan I got this week that a Dolphin fan that goes, "Oh my God, you people are so negative. It's so toxic. No wonder the team loses." And by the way, Tua said this past week, fans can cheer and complain or whatever. It's not going to control anything that we do. So I don't know why any of you think that you sitting in this chair or going to the game or not going to the game or being at one stadium or the other, or that you have your rabbit's foot or whatever, or that you feel terrible about the team or that you love the team, you're not going to control a goddamn thing. You know what I mean? So just get off all that silliness. They're going to win because they're good enough, and they're going to lose because they're not good enough. It has nothing to do with your attitude about it or your lucky charm or that you went to the game or didn't go to the game or whatever stupid thing you might think that actually controls anything. Okay? So just, let's just throw like a ton of cold water on all that stupid shit that some of you bring up that has nothing to do with anything. Like that wuss this week. Oh my God, it's so negative about the Dolphins. It's so toxic. No wonder they don't win. Dumbass. Anyway, let's see. Even playing field, thanks to NIL. Roll Tide detergent. Exactly. That's right. They have the money that Alabama has. And before, they wouldn't spend any money, the U. And they still won, which was amazing. So, yes. NIL has not just become the game changer. It's what this gentleman just said. It's the equalizer. Okay? It's the equalizer. That's what it is. Because they always had the money. They would do it under the table, but we didn't. We didn't have the money. Not like Alabama did. Not like Georgia does. Not like Ohio State. They're sliding that money under the table. We couldn't do that. USC did it with Pete Carroll. We couldn't do any of that kind of stuff. We never did that kind of stuff. You had a couple of voodoo stuff go on, but nothing at their level, unfortunately. I mean, everybody else is doing it. Eddie says, good point. Oh, Mario would be the first one to stay for any substantial amount of no, he'll retire here. He wins a couple of chips. He'll be the coach we remember. Yes, because he's the Miami guy. He's the former player. And then he came back to turn the program around. He didn't pick up the baton from a program. No. Mario picked up the baton from a shitty program because that's what the Canes are. They're a shitty program when Mario picked it up. Okay? And he, just like Schnellenberger, turned things around. Well, not yet, but let's hope so. So it'd be awesome. It would be awesome. The Dolphins are negative about the Dolphins. Exactly. We got no control over it. Never have, never will. Emmert at the NCAA would let Saban and the SEC cheat. Everybody cheated, bro. It's not just Saban. You think Georgia's not trying to cheat and Ohio State's not trying to cheat? You think Texas is not trying to cheat? You think Texas A&M is not trying to cheat? You think when Pete Carroll was at USC, somehow or another, he got some boosters to give up some stuff? Hell, they were busted for it. Everybody cheats, dude. Don't think that it's just one team and all that. All those big schools were cheating. All of them. They may not be good at it. They may not have gotten the same results as others, like Alabama, but they all cheated, dude. They all cheated. That's the beauty of it now. Now it's all on the table. And now, now the player gets to choose what environment and what program is best for him. That's what happens now. It's not about the money. The money's going to be the same from Miami, Ohio State, Michigan, and Alabama, right? But that player's going to look, okay, where am I going to play and who's going to prepare me for the NFL the best? And that's what Mario's competing against now. He's no longer competing about resources. The resources and the money are there. Now you've got to get the results. You get the results, you're right there with the big boys. It's a beautiful thing. Mario continues to win. He'll continue to flip kids. That's another beautiful thing. I mean, this just gets better and better and better. Please smash the hell out of the like button. Please. And by the way, we're back tomorrow morning at 11:30 to get you ready. All right, for the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots, which I have no idea why Miami is favored by 2, to be quite honest. I'm just saying. I haven't bet the game or anything, but there's no way in hell I would lay those points. Meanwhile, today I laid 17.5 points in this game, and I was like, this is cake. I didn't think 17.5 was a lot for the Canes and USF. I'm sorry. I watch the games from USF. I mean, I watch the ACC. I watch any team that is going to play Miami. I'm going to watch them. And yeah, they had some breaks go their way, but the way I saw Miami play and the way they stood up to Notre Dame physically, that's all I needed to see. There was no way I felt like 17.5 was cake, and it was. See, we ended up winning by 10 pretty much. So it's a beautiful thing. Not bad. Not bad, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing. What else do we have? BS says, they all cheated. Canes couldn't get away with that. Yeah, it's just they didn't have the money, but they also could have gotten busted too. Like everybody. Dude, everybody tries to cheat. Enough of that. I'm not here to defend the Canes or anybody else. Everybody tries to twist the rules one way or another. That's all. What's that saying? If you're not cheating, you're not trying, right? Basically, that's what we're talking about. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. That's the way they looked at it. That's all. But let's not get on our high horse and soapbox and think that we're above anything else. Everybody was dirty. It is what it is. So I don't care about that. I'm just glad now it's all on the table. And the U can compete with everybody on an even level playing field. And all we need now is for the administration stepped up. Okay. Now it's up to the coach, which is Mario, to build the structure and get everything in place. And dude, he's doing it. He's doing it. And that's just absolutely fantastic. I don't get the hype on Lagway. I do. I get the hype on Lagway. Physically, he has the gifts. Now, is it refined? Nope. So I'm with you there. That's why you're thinking about it. It's like Julian Hill. Physically, Julian Hill has every skill in the NFL to be a hell of a tight end. You know that, right? Every skill. He has the athleticism. He has the strength. He has the speed. He can block. He can run. He just can't do it right. Now, but it's not that the Lord didn't bless him with the ability. Lagway was blessed with the ability. It's not refined. That's the problem. That's all. So it's no different at any level that they see a player that has physical gifts, and then the coach says, I can refine it. I can make them that player. And that's what they're trying to do with Lagway. That's what it is, my brother. But I understand why you say you don't see it in him because of the mistakes and the uneven play. I get it, dude. I totally get it. But I'm not going to deny his physical ability. He's got gifts. There's no doubt about it. But I don't fear him. You're right. I'm with you there. I understand. Yeah, 4 interceptions. It's not even close to refined, dude. I get it. I totally get it. I'm glad. It doesn't strike any fear in me next week. I like the Canes over the Gators. So I'm good with that. By the way, dude, I doubt there's because Florida hasn't even finished their game, so there's no way there's going to be any kind of a line going on. Let me give you the Florida stats so we can laugh a little bit. 20-10. They're still losing, and there's 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Lagway is 29 of, dude, is that you're allowing him to throw the ball 44 times. See, here's the thing. I'm not watching the game, but you've rushed 25 times for 74 yards. You only have 3 yards per carry. You can't run, and you're within striking distance. And when you can't run and you don't have a really good quarterback, it just puts you right behind the 8 ball. You know what I'm saying? So neither one is complementing the other. Okay? And that would help out Lagway a little bit, but of course he's not helping himself out because like Manny said, I saw it too. He threw. I didn't see the 4th interception, but one of the 3 was like horrible, dude. Horrible. So I wouldn't be surprised any of you watching it. It's probably a couple of bad interceptions that he's thrown already. You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm not concerned about Lagway, to be quite honest. Not at all. I think the Canes are going to take care of business on their own. So that's all that matters to me. Anyway, all right, folks, we are out of here. We thank all of you out there. We'll be back tomorrow morning. All right. At 11:30, we'll get you ready for the Dolphins. And on Postgame, it'll be David Furones and Chris Perkins, fresh from the locker rooms, joining us and giving us the latest. And we appreciate it as always. Thank you all out there for tuning in and supporting us. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Go Canes.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.